Changhua Tzu Chi volunteers provide financial assistance to a car accident survivor and her family. Tzu Chi Singapore Chapter hosted a Year-end Blessings Ceremony to pray for the new year. Welcome to Diet Headlines. I'm Maggie Tai. Thank you for joining us. A junior high school student in Changhua was struck in a car accident and was sent to the ICU. Her family of 7 faced a financial crisis. Tzu Chi volunteers went to care for this family during this difficult time. Mrs. Strong holds onto a walk and burst into tears when talking about her daughter.
The driver didn't slow down or look around, and that's how my daughter got hit.
Her daughter, who's in 9th grade, was hit by a van near the school when she was crossing the street on her bicycle. She suffered multiple fractures and is still in the ICU.
She took care of her grandfather and also did chores when the adults are not home. She also takes care of her brother and sister.
The Zhang family has 4 children. Mrs. Zhang had a car accident herself 3 months ago and can't work. The grandfather had a stroke, and the family relies on Mr. Zhang to make a living. The daughter's car accident has worsened their situation.
My daughter is very nice. She helps do house affairs and she is very considerate.
The school has helped pay medical expenses and opened an account to cultivate kindness. Tzu Chi volunteers also provided consolation money and companionship.
We will continue to see if there's anything we can help, and we will support them as much as we can.
We are extremely grateful to society. Taiwan is really a place filled with love and warmth.
Love from society is the best hope for the Zhang family to survive this temporary hardship. During the Chinese winter solstice on December 22nd, Doliu Tzu Chi Hospital Superintendent Dr. Jian Ruitan led nearly 50 colleagues to help clean care recipients' house at Beigang Town.
Frankly speaking, I was very surprised to see the awful environment. When we entered the house, trashes were accumulated on the floor and the level reached my calf and belly. I'm serious. We saw more than 10 bags of cockroaches. It was horrifying.
There are cockroaches and mice everywhere. Although it caused panic, volunteers still work together by moving out the furniture to conduct trash sorting and cleaning.
We never had such experience before. But after seeing the situation today, I realized that we are very materialistic and our life is really much better than others.
The elderly house owner is a recycling worker who collects recyclables to make a living. Yet due to his poor organization, the house became messy and dirty. Yuning Tzu Chi volunteers together with the staff of Doliu Tzu Chi Hospital helped clean up the mess for him.
Besides counting our blessings as we witness others suffering, we saw many people who are struggling in life. Our colleagues can also inspire their compassion when they come back to work in the hospital. Our children can also learn to organize their surroundings and manage their mental health by themselves.
Volunteers put on spring couplet and sang a blessing song for the family, wishing them a happy new year with a brand new start.
Tzu Chi volunteers just finished aid distribution to the affected households in Luzon, Philippines, which was severely hit by Typhoon Kamuri. The supplement's standby volunteers included rice, blankets, and consolation cash, so that more than 4,000 affected families could have a joyful Christmas.
这边非常的穷，他们连下山都没法治，所以我们就要来帮助他。
The aid distribution arranged by Tzu Chi volunteers in the disaster area of Typhoon Kamuri has come to an end. This day, they drove first and then took a boat. It took a long time for them to arrive at the distribution site.
There is no bank here, so we specially give them cash. Although we know that it is a bit risky to bring cash, but we can help them. We come here just to help them.
The residents of Buli Town live off agriculture and rely on the weather for harvesting. However, they suffered a natural disaster before Christmas, which destroyed their good mood for the festival. Volunteers' distribution made everyone smile again and could plan for the future.
I'll use the money to rebuild my home. If there's anything left, I'll save the money to start a small business later.
I plan to use some of the money to buy rice seeds, to rent someone's land to farm. The help you provide us was very great.
Apart from distributing consolation cash to the residents, volunteers also brought stationery and went to Kalamagan Elementary School to interact with the children.
Estudyante ng school supply na kung saan
The stationery and supplies you brought have helped 245 children in the school, allowing them to feel relieved when they start new semester in January after Christmas holiday.
Just like Santa Claus, Tzu Chi volunteers send the children their most anticipated Christmas gifts so that they can have a joyful holiday.
Recently, 70 shaman volunteers and 30 local volunteers split into 13 teams to visit a total of 51 households in 5 different towns in Fujian's Lianchang. One of the teams came up against a roadblock and could not continue via vehicle. Thus, they began going on foot, ensuring all their recipients receive some cheer ahead of the holidays.
This is the third year that Tzu Chi volunteers from Xiamen are in Liancheng visiting solitary seniors ahead of the year-end holidays, as they want to make sure 8 items are personally handed to each recipient. Influenced by the seniors' happiness, they continue on to the next house. 65-year-old Shen Zhongxing lives with his 91-year-old mother, and being a filial son, he provides a foot massage for his mother each day.
I haven't given my mom a foot massage in a while, so I treated this senior as my mother and gave her one. When I go home, I'm going to give a foot massage to my mother each time I visit her.
In this farming village, there are not many outside visitors. Thus, the visit by Tzu Chi has filled this home with much heartwarming sentiments.
We brought all the well wishes from Tzu Chi and our founder, Master Cheng Yan's blessing to you in wishing you a happy holiday.
The volunteers are visiting 51 houses by the end of the day, and when they met upon a roadblock, they decided to go on foot and hand carry the heavy 8 items to the next recipient's home.
You guys came from Xiamen, which is so far away from Liancheng. It is not an easy journey to get here. Your actions have moved me deeply and makes me feel like I should join your ranks.
Due to the road obstacle, it delayed the rest of their journey. However, the volunteers kept to their word and continued to visit each recipient, despite that the night has fallen.
在慈济人来之前，他是看不到任何希望的，天空是灰暗的。自从慈济人来了之后，一下子打开扇窗，他整个阳光照进来了，这个家庭会越来越好。
The year-end ceremonies in Singapore involved a total of 7 events over 2 days with more than 4,000 people attending. There were drum performances as well as 4 exhibition areas guiding the public to learn more about Tzu Chi's footprints in Singapore for the past 26 years. The drum team performed as part of the Year-end Blessings Ceremony hosted by the Tzu Chi Singapore Chapter. They invited the public to witness Tzu Chi's footprints globally, sharing the great love.
最感动的就是慈济以慈悲为怀。
I'm the most touched by Tzu Chi's compassion that has reached every corner in the world, regardless of religious and ethnicity. You help those in need at the most urgent time.
And you do this without the purpose of any very sincere, for humanitarian sake. So I think that's what impressed me so much, lah.
The red envelope of blessing and wisdom is an important part of the ceremony. It has carried the gratefulness of the volunteers and the public from the master, as well as wishes and blessings for the new year.
It's a treasure to me, very precious, because this is a blessing from master. To bless me to have, so that I can have a healthy body to cultivate and help others.
On top of the prayer ceremony, there is also an exhibition area for public to learn about Tzu Chi's history in Singapore for 26 years.
Singapore is not a place without people suffering. Don't wait until you're in despair to help others. You should give first before you experience any difficulties.
You did everything for the public, and I want to become one of you. I will help you if you need me anytime.
These lights shine in the dark, indicating hope in life. The 7 ceremonies in 2 days gathered over 4,000 participants to pray for world peace and a better future. Over 100 Tzu Chi volunteers returned to Taiwan from Canada and had a wonderful talk with Dharma Master Zheng Yan at the Kaohsiung Jingsi Hall on December 23rd. The master appreciated their work overseas so they could continue expanding Tzu Chi in their country of residence, with more local people joining them.
Tzu Chi volunteers in Canada have been conducting scholarship programs for underprivileged students and providing foods and items for homeless people to survive the winter year after year.
About 10 years ago, that mayor came to Tzu Chi to tell the master that he was fortunate to have Tzu Chi in Vancouver. He came specifically to express his gratitude to the master.
听到的是那样的付出无所求，还要说 感恩哦，这不是口号，这是真实做到的。多么真啊，多么善啊，多么美啊！
Over 100 Tzu Chi volunteers returned from Canada to Taiwan and had a wonderful talk with Master Zheng Yan on December 23rd. Some were moved to tears, and some volunteers told the master about carrying their children on their back on the pilgrimage. There are many calamities in the world, so we must plant more seeds of love and invite more people to do good deeds. Then the world will become more harmonious and have fewer disasters.
Tzu Chi volunteer Peng Changhua lives in Kaohsiung, Taiwan. He used to love gambling and drinking. After he joined Tzu Chi, he began visiting needy families, and he realized that he lived a fortunate life. Therefore, he quit all the bad habits, and now he hoped the seed of goodness could also grow in other people's hearts.
I'm grateful to Master's teaching that my husband has changed. From now on, we will listen to your teachings and carry them out to benefit ourselves and other people.
Peng Changhua used to love drinking and gambling. One day he went with his wife to attend a talk and was introduced to Tzu Chi.
The master was holding a series of talks in Kaohsiung. I asked him to go with me. After he heard it, he quit his bad habits.
Peng Changhua started volunteering. One day he took on the job of holding the year-end light, and the master reminded him of something important.
Master reminded me that my light was still shining, but as my wisdom growing, it spoke to me.
Peng Changhua convinced his wife to do home visitation with him. The couple cherished their blessing from what they saw and also reflected on themselves.
We must create blessing and to accumulate it. Those who know this should tell those who don't know. We should also tell them life is impermanent, so they should not waste time.
Regardless of what kind of work there is, they will accompany us if they are free.
夫妻同修同行菩萨道，这个家庭啊，用身教、言教传给呢一代再一代， 这就是叫做菩萨家庭。
Peng Changhua grows his wisdom life through giving and creating blessing. He wants to plant the seed of goodness in the heart of every care recipient, so it can also grow in them.
At the end of the year, Tzu Chi traditionally hosts year-end blessings ceremonies throughout Taiwan. Recently, 3 such events held over 2 days took place at the Taoyuan Jingsi Hall. Like 3,000 people attended as compassion and good works will resonate throughout these communities, helping many improve their lives.
The Taoyuan Jingsi Hall hosted year-end blessing ceremonies, with many bringing back their bamboo coin banks. Everyone here is full of enthusiasm at this clothing area. In this game area, there are many important tasks to manage.
We hope that those attending can, on the one hand, understand Tzu Chi, and on the other hand, join the Bodhisattva path.
Jingsi Bo Dharma masters represent Master Zhengyan distributing these red envelopes of blessings and wisdom. Each one contains blessings to Tzu Chi volunteers around the world.
Through this end-of-the-year blessings event, our fire department and the general public will not only learn about Tzu Chi's services at disaster scenes, but also throughout every corner of Taiwan. At home and abroad, everyone should know about Tzu Chi volunteers.
There were more than 3,000 people attending 3 sessions over 2 days. Lin Jina invited her company's employees and the elders from Taoyuan's Happy Corners for a total of 220 people participating.
We previously went to Nankan Buddha Day ceremony, and now we interact every year. It's quite good, and then this year we are attending the year-end blessing ceremony, so I reserved a chartered bus.
After our boss joined Tzu Chi, her personal behavior and company management has seen some changes. We have seen that something had a big impact upon her.
At the moment of lighting this heart light, everyone gathered with good intentions, praying for peace and auspiciousness in the coming year, as well as a world free of disaster.
Turning to the year-end blessing ceremony at Hsinchu Jingsi Hall, one of the main purposes is to promote the importance of environmental protection and vegetarian diet. They invited 20 vegetarian restaurants to set booths in the venue. Let's join them.
Jiang Shoulan is fundraising in the market. She has a firm belief for 30 years. Her booth has become a place where kind people gather.
She taught us how to make a vegetarian breakfast, and I felt, wow, this is Tzu Chi's sister, was so nice.
She's willing to talk about everything with you.
Due to Jiang Shoulan's promotion in vegetarian diet, He Mian's bakery has changed into a vegetarian bakery.
She and her husband often told us that she was even fundraising in her dreams. Whenever she went to see a doctor, she seizes the opportunity to cultivate kindness from them.
When Jiang Shoulan heard that someone has difficulties running a vegetarian restaurant, she provided them her booth to run her business without asking anything in return.
In my heart, Sister Shoulan could be described in 4 words that Tzu Chi often said, which is kindness, compassion, joy, and giving. She is very kind, and all she wants is to support us to promote vegetarian diet.
She told me that their vegetarian restaurant's business did well after they moved here, and I saw this young girl so insisted to continue her restaurant, even she was not earning any money from the business at all. I was moved by her spirit, so I asked her if she would like to use my place to run her restaurant.
During the year-end blessing ceremony, 20 vegetarian restaurants set booths at the square of Hsinchu Jingsi Hall, spreading love to others.
Lin Huaiming, the founder of Cloudgate Dance Theater, launched the Wonder project in 2004 to provide funds to encourage the people to go on a journey overseas, leading them to forge a new identity. Now, our group has taken this inspiration to create City Wonder with an average age less than 30 years old who want to break traditional boundaries and learn more about their communities.
say thanks to parents. Trying to travel for free on zero budget is something that most people fear doing. However, there's much to learn, and these young people are trying to learn something outside of the textbook.
Under a traditional education system, this framework, there are some still limitations. So I want to be more innovative in my classroom and do something different. I want to start exploring possibilities of creative education.
The new educational ideas planned by City Wanderer include different tasks and challenges that allow young students to find their own way in life. This idea originally originated from the Cloudgate Dance Studio's Wanderer project.
Ling Huaiming's Wonder Project is actually intended to encourage young people to travel alone for 2 months in a certain country in Asia. At that time, we were thinking his plan is a great concept, but the threshold is quite high. Is it possible to lower the threshold? Even if we did not go abroad but were in our own city, could we still go out wandering and step out of the comfort zone in your own city?
An emphasis on solving tasks within a specific deadline has attracted thousands of students to sign up and challenge themselves. For 7 years, each task design has emphasized a special emotional connection.
At that time, one of the missions was to visit their grandpa and grandma at home and an elder and pursue one of their dreams in youth. I chose this because this was something that I did myself. It gave me a deep understanding of my family and our relationship with each other. I found it very meaningful, and I found that most people seem to have never done it before, so we put this task to them.
2019, City Wanderer hosted an Asian Challenge in Hong Kong, China, Japan, Malaysia, and Taiwan. They hope to teach young people about each region through a series of challenges.
We hope to connect to an international network so that we can host these challenges in different countries and encourage young people in these different countries to seek new experiences in different directions. What these young people can do for the world can be achieved for connecting them together.
入厨那边的话，我就直接跟他说 ，OK， 那接的程序是，我接下来要给他，就是我就直接给他报价嘛。还有企划。
It's not easy to realize your dream with a team of 6 people. In addition to applying for subsidies, they have also begun to talk about international cooperation and volunteer support.
我们现在推出去了。
We're launching now, but at the same time, we also have to be deeply involved. When we launch, we also need to make sure that we launch correctly with the right quality and be tailored to local conditions to meet the needs of local young people.
All of these tasks requires interaction with some people in the community. They can also use these tasks to better understand what kind of society they are in.
Things you don't usually do, although you may have thought about it but have no idea to say that I'm going to do it today. But you may be inspired to participate in a challenge and give yourself a deadline or an incentive to get it done.
By promoting self-awareness and social participation, each step these youth take can fulfill their dreams and lead to a happier existence.
Taiwan Jingsi Hall hosted a Year-end Blessings Ceremony and 2,300 community residents came to join. Take a look and we wish you a Merry Christmas.